post-practice interview, what he said was it was his brace. He was wearing a brace.
Right.
And I saw him take a break, and he called over I guess it was a trainer.
Right.
And he talked to the trainer. And at that point, I think what happened was he discussed it, and they decided to take the brace off.
Right.
So he went back into the practice. So what was giving him the discomfort was actually the brace.
Right. He said it wasn't feeling really comfortable.
Wasn't feeling right.
Right.
Now he did also mention that after the practice that he was winded, that he wasn't in the best of shape, which is unfortunate because player like we say like Mercedes Lewis,
right,
tremendous shape,
right,
tremendous shape, and you're a rookie, well not a rookie but a second year player, and you're not in the best shape that you can be in. Now that doesn't send a good message.
And there are a lot of hungry mouths in that receiving corps. A lot of hungry mouths.
Absolutely.
Yes,
and Alan Hearns, who didn't hear much from yesterday,
right?
But you got to figure he's looking for his opportunity.
He's still in the mix. You got Rashard Green.
You got Cos. Is it Cos?
Kloss. Yeah. You got Aurelius Ben. You got
a lot of guys.
There's a multitude of receivers, and none of them look bad.
No.
None of them look bad.
This is 2015. 2014 season, I was not sold on the Jaguars. Remember I told you?
Yes, sir.
I said, they've got to show me something.
Exactly.
And they didn't show me anything, really. Really didn't show me much of anything.
No, it was the same as always.
I'm pumped on this team. I told you yesterday, and I'll tell all of you here in Jacksonville. The Jaguars, in my estimation, have the deepest team in their division. Now, they may not have the best player or set of players in their division, but for the total roster, offense, defense, even special teams, they are the deepest team in their division.
And that two tight end set, it's going to be a pick your poison because Mercedes has been seen as a guy that is not really hit his potential. But when you have Julius Thomas on the other side,
we're supposed to say that, but it's probably going to happen.
Well, I mean, if that one's open to the public,
it's probably going to happen. They're going to be on the same side, and the Jaguars, it's apparent what they're trying to do, both offensively and defensively, and that's create mismatches.
Oh yeah,
and we didn't even talk about the running backs.
Well, and the thing with Yeldon, one of the knocks on him coming out of Alabama was his ability to protect the football.
Right.
And early on within practice, the ball hit the ground.
Yeah, and I think I've been to 3-4 practices each time that's occurred. So he's got to work on that. Our number is 904-766-9285. This is the Sunshine Sports Report. We're talking Jaguars, and I know if there's any players that you guys out there like or you're interested in finding out about and that we're not touching on, give us a call at that number, 1-800-445-9955, or give us your take if you had the opportunity to go out there and either watch yesterday's practice or today's practice, because they did practice again today. We didn't have an opportunity to go out today. We were prepping for the show.
Right.
But give us a call. Let us know what you think. And Gus Bradley, I wanted to ask Gus this question, and I guess I was a little bit intimidated. I don't know. But I wanted to ask him, don't you sleep better at night with this roster?
Yeah, and he has to. Now, I will say that there is still concern at that Leo position because Chris Clemens did in fact show up for camp.
Right.
But for some mystery reason is not going to be participating, and there's no timetable as to when he will be participating.
Well, I think Gus did mention that there was an injury involved. He didn't specify what.
Right.
He said that Chris had informed them a couple of days ago.
Right.
So they were prepared for him not to be on the field for yesterday's game.
But as far as his
progress and getting into shape, that definitely is an issue. Let me tell you something. If you've never gone out and watched the Jaguars personally, or up close. We're only watching it on TV. It looks like a bunch of fat guys on TV running around. These guys are far from that.
Yes.
I mean, these guys are. I mean, they're cut up.
Yeah,
they're cut up. They're chiseled guys, and they're in shape. So I think that's something that Bradley probably has brought to the team as well. Is that, hey, look, you guys play in Florida. It is like at the very best 80 degrees, probably in the 90s. So you have to be better conditioned than your opponents to win here.
Well, one of the things that stood out to me, and I've already kind of seen what I'm going to get out of this guy, but Allen Robinson is going to be the guy to get the butts out the seats. He's going to be that excitement.
Yeah, he is. I talked to him, and he told me he had a 42-inch vertical.
Oh.
Yeah, 42 inches. Rob, do you have any idea how high someone would jump if they're 42 inches off the air? I mean, where would his hand be?
42 inches off the air?
Yeah, his feet are 42 inches off the ground.
Off the ground?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
He's got some hops.
He's got some hops. Okay, Rob, let's take a break, and when we come back, we'll talk a little bit more about the Jaguars. We'll also take your calls, and don't forget, in the 2 o'clock hour, we've got comedian Jennifer Thomas coming on to keep us abreast on what's going on with her up there in Atlanta, and we'll take your calls at 766-9285, and we're going to talk about that Tom Brady, that cheating Tom Brady.
Oh, here we
Not
go.
only is he cheating, he's not even good at it now.
There's no evidence.
There's plenty of evidence, and I'll give it to you when we come back on the Sunshine Sports Report. We're more than just sports talk.